Today I want to work on segment addition, which is very simple because the only thing we have to do is understand that we have to add segments together to equal a whole segment. So if we look at this problem right here, I have three different segments. I have JI, I have IH, and I have the whole thing, which is JH. So what I'm doing here is I'm asking you to figure out what the question mark is, okay? Given that IH is 10 and the whole thing, which is what that blue line represents, is 19. So what I'm asking is, what plus 10 equals 19? And so that means that would have to be 9. Because 9 plus 10 will equal 19. And so questions like this are pretty simple, but sometimes can throw us off just because you see that question mark and you're like, well, I did a question mark. And the question mark is just there to help you to understand that that's what you're looking for. Consider it like an X or a variable. Okay? All right. Not an X, but a variable. Yeah. All right. Let's continue. Looking at this problem, it's a little different, but not much. It's pretty simple. We just have to understand what we're supposed to do with it, okay, in particular. And so when we see this problem, what we have to do is we have to set up an equation, all right? We got to set up an equation. So to set up an equation, we have to look at how far FG goes and how far GH goes and then how far FH is. So right now we need to figure out what we're actually looking for. And right now we're looking for the length of FG. And still be one of the people that say, well, FG is 2x plus 11. I know. But we have to find x to be able to really know what FG equals, because I want a number. All right? So FG is 2x plus 11. So if we look at segment addition, that means that if I take FG and I add that to GH and I set that equal to the whole thing, that will allow me to create an equation. Okay? So each part, when you add them together, they'll equal the whole thing. And so FG is 2x plus 11. And GH is x plus 16. And so that means that the whole thing is going to equal 12 because this blue line right here represents the whole thing. It represents that whole distance across. Okay? All right, so I like to, when I do my algebra, separate these sides. All right, so what are my like terms, okay, on the left-hand side? On the left-hand side, I see a 2x and I see an x. So what I want you to do is I want you to add those together, and that's going to make 3x. And then I want to add 11 and 16 together because those are also like terms. So 11 and 16 will make 27, and that's going to be equal to 12. Okay? And so 3x plus 27 equals 12. So I'm going to look at how to solve this by subtracting 27 from both sides. And I'm going to have 3x equals 12 minus 27, which is negative 15. That means I got to divide by 3, and when I divide by 3, x is going to equal negative 5. Now, one thing that you need to remember is that anytime I do any math problem in geometry, the x can be negative, but when I plug it back in and I'm representing a distance, then that thing has to be positive. So if I get a negative distance, then you're wrong. Okay, absolutely incorrect. Can't have a negative distance. So let's look at what I'm actually trying to find again. I'm looking for specifically FG. So what I'm asking for is what expression of x is FG. And so in the picture, FG represents 2x plus 11. And so I need to take this x and I just need to plug it in where I see this x. So that would mean 2 times negative 5 plus 11, which equals 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, plus 11 is 1. My answer is positive, and my answer is 1. That's how you use segment addition to be able to solve problems. I hope this was helpful.